Hello everyone. So in this video I will show you how to do the one simple integration, and the integration is I want to send the plugin test logs, the text logs which are generated in the Dynamics. So here is the result of my some trace logs which is I have created in my Dynamics. So this plugin test logs I want to send into the Azure Monitor, and in the Azure Monitor I have the logs, and here this logs, and inside the logs I will have the tables, and I can put my data into the log tables, and inside the log tables I can write the custom query here to inside my logs. So this is very simple integration. Along with that, if you have any alerts, if like on the in the condition of the query, if you want to send any notifications to the user, you can configure that too. So I will be showing you how to configure the alert also. So this is very simple requirement, and I'm going to achieve here in this video. So before I proceed, let me tell you in the Dynamics what I have is, so on the create of this any student here, I have the plugin, and that plugin writes a couple of logs details. So here this log is writing for the entity, this one dnlb underscore student, and this is for the post create. So this is the plugin which we have developed in the previous video of plugin series, and I'm writing couple of trace logs for that. So like here in this plugin I'm writing 3 test lines. So these test lines will be displayed into the plugin test log. So these test logs I want to send to the Azure Monitor over here in the table. So how we'll do that? To proceed with that, first of all, we should know, like when you write the any logs, it has to go to some local storage locations. So for that we have the points called the log analytics workspace. So first of all we have to create the log analytics workspace. So this is nothing but the logical storage of your components, like the data and all. So since you will be having multiple resource group and you will have multiple subscriptions, based on that the data will be coming to your Azure, but how those data are arranged, so for that we have to create one local repository where everything will be for the one particular for particular task. So for that we have log analytic workspace. So I will be creating the new first this one. So let me add the new log analytics workspace here. So I'll select my subscription and resource. I'm using this one, and I'll give the name of this. So CRM demo underscore WS. So it's not taking that name. So WS. Okay, so it's coming, and then reason you can select. So let's create this. So it has validated. Now we'll create that. So once it is created, then inside this workspace we'll have the logs, and the same logs we can view through the log Azure Monitor also. So you can see once I'll go to home workspace here, and since it is deploying, it will take some time to after creating to deploy that. So we'll wait until it is get deployed. Yeah, so it has deployed successfully. Now we can see that here. So this is the workspace which we have created, and inside that we'll have the logs here. So we will be writing the a table. We will create the new table, and inside that table we will be putting our the plugin test logs which are generated in our Dynamics. So for that we have to use some integration concept, and in the Dynamics we have the call logic app. We can use the logic app to connect the Dynamics and fetch the data from the plugin test log entity, and then we can push that into the Azure logs. So let's create the new logic app for that. So I will create the new logic app here. So I'll select the resource group and then name logic app name, say CRM demo, and it will do CRM trace to log analytics. Okay, so this name is validated. So okay, let's create this now. Okay, so once it is creating, then it will be also deploying. So it will take couple of minutes to deploy that as usual, so as it took for the workspace. So once it is created, we'll go to the log here and we'll refresh this if it is deployed. Yeah, it has deployed now. So refresh this and you will see here. Yeah, so it's coming here, right? So this logic app we have to build. So for that we have to take some entry points. So what I'll do, we can have the different entry points. Like suppose if want to fetch the log every half an hour or 1 hour, if you have some requirement like that. So what will happen, like my requirement is say every half an hour whatever the records are created in the dynamics, I want to push that to the Azure log. So for that you can use the trigger point as recurrence, or sometimes if you have requirement like the user wants as per their input, so you can take the simple http request where the http request URI will be generated, and when you hit that then your logic app will be triggered. So you can take as per requirement how the input or your the trigger points you want for your logic app. So here I will take as a recurrence, say my requirement is like every half an hour or like say 1 hour, whatever the records are generated in the dynamics plugin test log, I want to push that onto the Azure. So I will take the interval as say 30 minutes here. Every 30 minutes I want to run the logic app, and next step is I want to retrieve the record from the dynamic. So I have to use the connection here. So I can use this CDS control because in the Azure now the Microsoft dynamic CRM connection is not you can say it's not recommended. So if you see the dynamics here, most of the functions are depreciated because Microsoft is removing the dynamics direct dynamics connection here. So dynamics CRM. So this connection is as you can see it is saying depreciated because Microsoft is now trying to remove this one, and instead of that they are recommending to use the CDS. So you can use this common data service CDS. So you can use the common data service. So when you select this common data service, then you can have these several methods. So what we need is, since in the plugin we have these are nothing but list of records, so I have to use this function, this action here to get the list of records. So I select this one, and it will ask to connect. So I will select my environment here. This is my environment, and then the entity which I want to retrieve the record from. So it is plugin. So plugin trace log. So this is the entity I want to retrieve the records, and also I will add one parameter because the condition is every half an hour whatever the records are created into the dynamics I want to push here, right? So that is why I will add the another add parameter, and this will be the filter query, and I will give the condition as the table I mean the field name, it is created on greater than, and I will use the function expression here to add the that is called add minutes here, and inside the add minutes, so whatever the current UTC time is there, with that current UTC time I will remove the 30 minutes from that, right? So what I'll do, I'll use the string function first to convert the UTC now, and from this I will subtract the 30 minutes. Okay, so you can see here I will subtract the minutes, and 30 minutes it will be subtracted. So let's add that. So what I'm going to do is give me the record of the plugin test logs which is created on, which is greater than the 30 minutes, but it is last 30 minutes, like that. Once I have the record in this control, then I want to push that into the Azure log. So for that I have to use the another control, and so here it is log. So we have the log analytics here. This one we can use to send the data. You can see it is log analytics data collector. So it will send the data to that. But before we use this, we have to loop through all the records which we have here, right? So we have to use the for each loop here. So let me add the another control over here. That is for control. Okay, and I will take the for each here, and the data will be the value from this, right? So I have the value from this, and here I will be performing my task. So sometimes like when you are fetching the record from the dynamics here, so there is chances like if there is chances like if you can write the duplicate records into your log analytics. So if you want to avoid that, then you can run the query. So I will do that later on, but first of all, let me send the logs from the dynamics to data, and later on we will edit this same logic. You have to give the unique conditions for that. I mean, we'll check whether we have the duplicate record for that or not. We'll add that condition. So I will select this log analytics and data here, and I will be sending the data to the log, and you can see the body it is asking. So it will be the current record. So since when this loop will execute for this each value of this for the each record of this value, this is nothing but the array of the record. So inside this we'll have number of records, and for each item we'll have the current item, and for the each current item we will be putting into the body. So for that we can see we to send that we have to give the table name. What is the table name if you want to send for that? So I will take this as a CRM trace log and this is CRM demo. Okay, so this is my table. Inside that table my records from the dynamics, it will be pushed there, so it will be added there. So for that I have to use the connection here. So you can see this connection it is asking. So I will change the connection here. I will add the new since I have created the new workspace here. This new workspace I have created, CRM demo workspace. So for this workspace I will be creating the new table inside the log, inside this log, and then there I will be putting my records. So for that it is asking, right, the connection name. So I'll name this as a CRM demo. It is log analytics connection. Okay, and then it is expecting the workspace ID. So I'll copy this workspace ID and say put here, and then it is asking the primary key. So for that, to get the primary key, you can go to the advanced setting. It is over here, advanced setting, and here you will have to use the, let's load it. Okay, so here you have to use the agent management, and here you can select the primary key, so which is generated automatically. See, so this primary key I'm putting over here, and now let's create this connection. So what it will do is it will authorize the log analytics workspace which we have created with the details of the workspace ID and the workspace key, and then inside that it will create the table with this name, and then whatever the records we are passing, it will be put into that. So this is very simple. So this much tab only we need. So this is not required now, so I'll delete this. Okay, fine. So we have three control. One is on the recurrence of the time, like every 30 minutes I want to run. Say just for the demo I'll make this as a say 2 minutes. Okay, and then in the list record I'm connecting to the dynamics with my credential here, and this is normal sign-in connection in the CDS, which you will use username and password, how to log in, how you are normally logging into the dynamics, that one. And then you can give the conditions like if the records which are created just half an hour before, and inside the add minutes I have used the expression, and here I'm checking whatever the current UTC time is there, subtract the 30 minutes from that. And for whatever the results I have from this list record, I will loop through that, and for each record of this value I will connect into the log analytics workspace with the credential. I have created the new connections here, and then it will send the data to that. So let's save this. So to test this, you can see here Let me run this. So what I'll do, first of all, let me create the new record over here. So I will go and create the new record so that I will have the refresh data created here, so that the latest data will be pushed into the log there. So I'll select the name. So strand, so name this as a Azure log. Okay, Azure log 1. Then date, you can select address line 1. Then the contact number is mandatory, and semester, and the fee I have to give, say I want to give $500 for that. So once I'll create this, then I will have another log, plugin test log created for this record. So since this logic will be executed, this plugin is already I have registered. So whatever the steps, whatever in the code, whatever the tests I'm writing here, so those will be appearing here. So it will take some seconds to reflect that. So you can see, so it has created this trace log. So for this trace log, I want to push into the terminal. So now what I have to do, so since we have configured the our logic app like that here, so it will run that. So I'll go here to the logic app and we'll see the run history. If it has triggered, we'll just to cross check. Yeah, you can see it has executed at this time. So every 2 minutes it will be executed. So let me refresh this. We'll see if it executes second time. If not, then I will go and trigger this manually. So once I trigger this, it will show me the steps how it has executed. So let's check that. We'll open the any latest and we'll see if it has any records found, and it has pushed there. So yeah, so since we got one record here and it has sent the data to this one. So this was the body of that, and it has sent the data and it has successfully, the status code is 200. So it has sent the data to that. To cross check that, I will go to the my Azure Monitor here, and I'll go to the logs, and here I have to change my scope. So this is the scope just now I have created, right? So that is nothing but workspace. For this workspace, I will have the custom logs. Before you will not have the custom logs, because recently you have, when you read the something, you know, that logic app to send the data to the your workspace, then you will find the custom logs here, and inside that the table which you have given here, the table name. So let me go here and edit the table name what I have given here. So it will come with that. So this is the table name. So you can see here, this is the table name for that, and here the data will be generated. So it will take a couple of minutes to reflect that. So let me remove this limit and let's check if we have any record generated here. So it will take some time to reflect here. It will not happen immediately. It may take some time. So like say 1 or 2 minutes, and then inside that we'll have the data after a few runs. Okay, so this is how you will write the you will create the logic app and you will push the data into your log. So here inside that you can you have the query expression, you can have the query example how you want, you can create the query how you want to log, how you want to insight here with your condition. So this query is called the Custo query, and here if you want to write the if you want to generate into the some charts or graph, you can render the your query into that. And along with that, not only with that, like if you want to join the another table, still you can do that. So it's just like the SQL query, how when we join the two tables and you want to create one report, and how you want to do, just like that we will do here. So it is similar to that, but it is called as Custo query language. So so let me check if it has data. It's not yet generated, so I'll do one more time. Since right now I have not given the validations of the duplicate, so that is why it will push the data of all the whatever I'm sending. So whatever the logs I have created here, it will send the data. So so I will have the duplicate data over here, but when we write the duplicate query, then we may not have. So let's check if you have any data. It's not yet come. It will take some time. Usually it's not happen immediately, so that is nothing but little bit time taking. Let me remove this and last 24 hours. Yeah, we don't have records completed as of now. Okay. Go to the logs and then CRM trace logs. So it will take some time, so I'm waiting for that. So let's move the next condition here. So we will add the another tab here, and what we will do is before we send the data to this, we will validate this. For that, that is why I need to generate this query here, because I want to get the unique key that will be nothing but the trace log ID. For each trace log record will have the ID, right? Trace log ID. So with that ID we'll validate if we have any duplicate record. So here it will be like, I don't know. Yeah, now you can see it has synced now. So I have the data here, right, which is created. So I have just one record populated here in the last. You can see the time range, it is already specified. However, if you want to change the time range, you can see that custom, and you can change the another time range if you want. So here in the last, so you can see 2 times I have run. So I have 2 records here. So since these are duplicate records, you can identify from here. And if you go to the plugin trace log ID, so here this will be different here. So with that, you can see this is the same trace log, right? So when we run the multiple times, then there is chances like you will have the duplicate record inserted over here. So to avoid that, so I will write the query here. So plugin trace log, and where I'll write where the plugin trace log ID contains, and here it will be the GUID of the trace log ID, right? So I'll copy this here, this query I want to execute. So for that, first I have to fetch the data from this log, right? Monitor log. So I'll go to my designer. I will add the another tab here, and that will be log. So that will be the Azure Monitor logs, and you can see inside this I have 2 actions. If you want to show the result in the graph or some chart, you can visualize the result. If you want to show in the list table, then I will select this one. Because I want in the list table, I will select this, and it will ask me the details. So this is the my subscription, then the resource group what I'm using for this. So this one, then resource type will be the log Analytics Workspace, and the resource name will be the workspace name which I have created, and the query which I want to generate with. So inside this query, in the double quote, I will have the GUID of the record of this plugin test. So there, that I can find over here. So this is nothing but the plugin test log GUID here. So that will be a unique record it will give. And so it means when we given condition like that, if contains, then I will add the check condition after that. If the count is greater than, like, if equal to 0, means we will insert. If it is greater than 0, then we will not insert. So here, if you want, you can specify the time range. So if not, that's not required. Okay, so time range is 1H. It's not taking this. Can't retrieve value because the body is at design. Okay, so here let me remove this, delete this. Okay, I will add this table here, add the custom value. Here cannot evaluate the parameter body at designer. It's empty, has a runtime expression. So So control this here, select the time range 1 hour, say required parameter query is not set or invalid, use one as custom. Okay, and I will specify this. I think it should work now. Yeah, so I have given the time range as 1, means last 1 hour whatever the records I created, it will give me the record of that, and means I'm fetching this query every one last 1 hour which is created. So how we have here, right, last the time range like last 1 hour if it is created, so it will give the result of that. And in that I'm passing the plugin test log id each record of that. Okay, and then here I will add another condition, that is the here the condition, and here I will check the the value from this one, if it is for that since the value is nothing but the object array, so it will be similar to like this. If inside that you will have the multiple objects residing, so it will be the array of object. So I have to give the count of this one. So what I'll use the function over here. So I'll go to the expression here, and I have the length function, so length, and it is asking the collection, so I'll take the body here. So I'll copy this, and okay, so here you can see the function I have given now. So whatever the length of this record which we are getting from this result set, if it is greater than or sorry equal to 0, means we are good to send the data into the log analytics. So I'll take this one, so I'll send the log, and same thing what I did there, so I'll send to the log, and the here it is nothing but the current record, this one, and here the table name what I have given here, so it is CRM demo. I'll copy this, and the connection is same which I have used before, so this will be the same connection. So now let's save this, and if it is if we have any record which is not equals to 0, then that time we will not do any operations, we will just will not do any perform any operations. So here I'm executing the result from this query, and if I have the count with this plugin test log id which I am getting from this list, if I have any match record, then it will not return. So it will check if the length is greater than if length is equal to 0, then I will send the record, means we have not found any duplicate record over here, then I will put the record there, but if I have, then I will not do anything. This is very simple. So let's save this, it is already saved. Now let's check this, because in the last 1 hour we already have the record created over here. So I'll refresh this, and I'll try to write the log here. So let's go and run this. So you can see it has found, but if you go to the condition, you will see it has false, because it has not found because it has found the duplicate record. So this query has given the if you execute this one into your log here, you will find that you will have one record found over here. So that is why we have the count. You can see since we have 3 duplicate records here, so count is 3. That is why this step has given the false condition, and in the first we have done nothing. So that is why it has not inserted any record here. If you see the time stamp here recently, if you sorted that, so it has not added any record. You can see it has not added any record recently, right? So this is how you can avoid the duplicate for the records in the log. And so our design for the logic app has been completed. Now we will go to the alert thing, how we will do. So for the alert, say I have the certain conditions when the type of message I have received in my log, and then I want to send the notification to the user. So for that, what we will do, we will write the query here, and like where the plugin, primary entity, you can say the primary entity contains the primary entity schema name here, which is nothing but dnlb underscore student. So dnlb underscore the student, and say if we have message block contains this student. Obviously we'll have this one, so let me just open this one log, then you can understand that. So here we'll open this. Inside this message block here, so I'm checking if it contains any some special keyword or some on that, because in the real time you will have so many exceptions, and based on the exceptions you will be writing you will checking some keywords in your message if you have some conditions like that. So I'm checking the if it contains the student here, this one, then I want to send the notifications for that. So here I'll go to my query here, and if contains this keyword student, and when I have this count greater than 0 or some particular count, then I will send the alert. So that is why I have generated my query here. So now I'll go to the my this one Azure Monitor, and then I'll go to the, since in the log as I mentioned, you can query here how you want inside the for this workspace, you can query here. But with the alerts we will be creating the new alerts here. So I will create the new alert rule, and I'll give the name as a CRM demo, and that is monitor alert. Okay, and then yeah, let's save this. What it is required, add the resource. So I will be adding the subscription, so this is fine, and this is for the free trial, and then it is log Analytics Workspace, and this is my record. So done. Okay, so for this analytics I want to generate and add the condition. So condition will be the on the search send the email, we have the you can say the count of the content reward stated no. We can send the count of the event group by ID or custom log search. You can select this one, let's say the custom log search, and here it will ask the query. We'll put the query here. So the query which we have generated from this, we'll select this query and we'll put over here. So with this query, if we have any records which is a number of results which is greater than say greater than 0, then I want to send the notification. So that is why, and I will give the conditions like that. And with this condition, if you like, and how interval you want to evaluate this condition, so you can give the time span here. So minimum time span is 5 minutes, and 5 minutes it is there. So if you want, you can suppose in the you have development is required for 30 minutes or 1 hour, you can select that one. So let me select this as a 5 minutes here and just add this. Okay, so once we have added the conditions and the resource where we want to trigger this, so we will add this, and now here we have this section. So let me create the rule first, then I will add the actions what I need to do. So here I'll select my resource, this one. Inside that I have the new rule. So here, so alert is created. So let me refresh this. So I have the new alert rule here, and inside that I have to add the action which I need to perform here. So here you can see we have the action which you want to perform here. So I will go and select the action here, and you can create the new action if you want. So let me create the new action, and here I will give the action name as the SMS and the email alert from Azure. Okay, and it will display like this. And let's create this, create action group. Okay, so fail to create. Okay, fine. Let me create the new first once again. Here, select the action group, create here, and give the name CRM alert, CRM demo alert. You can, I will mention that. Okay, so let's create. Okay, it has created. So once we have this, you can send the what actions you want to perform. You can see we have notifications and then we have the actions. So in the notifications you can have the, the, this is already built in with the Azure. You can select this one. I want to send the SMS and email, and so I will select this one and I will select the email ID if you have any. So select the email ID where you want to send the notifications, like your company email ID where you want to send that. So this is the email ID where I want to send the notification. If you have the, sorry. Okay, and then if you have the any SMS, then you can select the country code, what your specific country code, and then you can give the number, mobile number where you want to send the notification. Okay, so it's validating the number correctly. So this is not a valid number, that is why it is showing. Okay, so like this number you can give here and you can save this. So you can give the name here. So send SMS and email alert. Okay, and let's save this. So now we have created the alert, what type of alert we want. So if you want to edit this, you can go here and you can edit this one. Also, if you have any actions to be performed on this alert, like if you want to call the any logic app or Azure functions, you can select that here. So we have that feature also. So once we have set the alert, and if you want to say any some specific email object, say like CRM demo alert. Okay, and for Azure Monitor. Okay, like that. If you have any subject, we can give the email subject. So you can go through that, and if you can include, if you want to have any JSON body, you can include that here. So these things you can optimize in your requirement. And let's save this. So what will happen when the alert will be executed, then it will be sending the email to my email ID which I have given and the contact number, and you can see that. So it will happen every 5 minutes, which we have given the alert, the monitoring time in the rules there. So it will happen every that time. So let me close this. Okay, and here let me check the rules it has done. So what I'll do, I'll close this. I'll go to the my alerts here, and I'll see if I have any alerts here. So I don't have any alert here because it has not yet executed. So we'll wait for some time to alert happen, and since our logic will be this app will run, logic app will run every 2 minutes. If you want to see that, you can see the app will be running every 2 minutes. You can see these many times every 2 minutes it is running. So it is keep on running, but it is finding the duplicate records, and it is not inserting any record there. So if you see the conditions, in the condition it is going to false all the time. So it's going to the false because it's not finding any data here. So true has not done anything, and false we are not having a step to do. So that is why it's not inserting any record over here. Always will have the these 3 records which we have inserted in initially. So these are around, say, some number of records which we have inserted initially. So those many records will have here. So now if we count is greater than 0, so obviously we should have some alert. So we will wait for that, and we'll check the alert. Go to the alerts here. If it has executed, so it will come here. Access. select this. So this would have executed, so it will take some time because as I have mentioned it, we have given 5 minutes here, right? When we configure this the alert rule here, this one condition here, so it is running every 5 minutes. So with this condition, obviously we have a record greater than 0, so it will execute every 5 minutes and it will send the data. It's greater than, number of result is greater than, and it will happen every 5 minutes. So that is why it will take 5 minutes to execute that one, and then result will be set. This is how you can set up the integrations from the dynamics. We can push the record from the your dynamics to the Azure logs, not only for the logs. If you have any entity requirement, you want to push the record from the another entity, then you can do that. And if you have any alerts, you can set up here. So I hope you have learned something from this, and you have learned something from this. And if you have any feedback on this, you let me know. And if you have any suggestions, and please give me in the comment box. And thank you guys for watching this video.